Education in Sierra Leone is legally required for all children for 6 years at primary level and 3 years in junior secondary education, but a shortage of schools and teachers has made implementation impossible. The situation has improved considerably since then, with primary school enrollment doubling between 2001 and 2005 and the reconstruction of many schools since the end of the war. History. During the 19th century, Sierra Leone was a pioneer of Western-style education in sub-Saharan Africa. Fourabé College, the first tertiary education institute in the region, was founded in 1827, and the first boys' school, Sierra Leone Grammar School, and the first girls' school, Annie Walsh Memorial School, in the region, founded in 1845 and 1849 respectively. The country was an important center in training teachers, doctors and administrators for whole of West Africa in the first half of the 19th century. The education system that developed in Sierra Leone during the 19th and 20th century was styled on the British education system. It was elitist in nature, aimed at urban middle class, and focused on the academically gifted who would go on to tertiary education before taking up positions as civil servants in the government. During this period, the majority of the population were not formally educated or only a couple of years of primary education. When Sierra Leone declared independence in 1961, under 15% of children aged 5 to 11 and only 5% of 12 to 16-year-olds attended school. After independence, there was pressure to change the education system, but it wasn't until the 1990s that this grew to the level that led to changes in the system. Reforms were proposed so that the education system would serve the social-economic needs of the country more closely, centering on increasing access to education, particularly primary education, and placing more emphasis on technical and vocational education. In 1993, the government adopted a four-stage approach to education and created the National Commission for Basic Education. During the 1990s, the Sierra Leone Civil War set these goals back, destroying much of the country's infrastructure, including schools. For example, 1,270 primary schools were destroyed. This created a shortage in schools, which was compounded by a shortage in teachers, and so made the legal requirement of universal basic education for all children difficult to obtain. At the end of the war in 2001, 67% of school-aged children were out of school. Structure. Sierra Leone's education system is divided into four stages: primary education lasting 6 years, junior secondary education of 3 years, 3 years of either senior secondary education or technical vocational education, and 4 years of university or other tertiary education. The 2004 Education Act abolished school fees for all children at primary school and at junior secondary school for girls in the northern and eastern areas. Fees were also abolished for the national primary school examination that is taken at the end of primary school, which, along with the increase in school enrollment, led to 78,000 students taking the exam in 2005 compared with 26,000 in 2001. The NPSE is designed by the West African Examination Council and has to be passed in order to progress to secondary education. Primary education. Although the number of children in primary education has greatly increased since the end of the Civil War, in 2007 there were still more than 240,000 of school-aged children, which is around 25% to 30% total number of these children, not in education. The rate of completion of primary education is also low, with only 64% of children completing their primary education during 2004-05. The educational attainment of girls is below this level, partly due to cultural beliefs in some areas of Sierra Leone that do not support the education of girls. Secondary education. Secondary school examinations in government-funded schools are coordinated by the West African Examinations Council. These include the Basic Education Certificate Examination and the West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Tertiary education. There are two universities in Sierra Leone. The University of Sierra Leone, founded as Fora Bay College in 1827, and Njala University, which was established as the Njala Agricultural Experimental Station in 1910 and became a university in 2005. There is a teacher training college at Bo. In addition, the Evangelical College of Theology, founded in 1964, is accredited by the University of Sierra Leone and the Tertiary Education Committee for both the diploma and bachelor level. Adult education. Sierra Leone has a low level of literacy among adults, with only 37.1% of adults literate in 2006. The level of literacy is higher among 15 to 24-year-old who have a literacy rate of 52.2%. For both groups, literacy among women is much lower than that for men. Attendance within the education system is also low among adults, with men average 4 years of formal education and women 2 years.